KUAM Communications are working to ensure that you and your family are informed. We are updating all of our social media and broadcast platforms with the latest information from the Joint Information Center, and we ask that you share it. We also have a dedicated section on KUAM.com and our mobile app where you can find everything you need to know about what's happening with the coronavirus. KUAM will also be launching a new program containing COVID-19 on I-94 FM from 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. on weekdays. We will be live on air and on Facebook Live for the next several weeks to take your phone calls, comments, and relay the very latest information. We will also continue our nightly newscast with prime time at 6 on KUAM, TV8, and streaming live on Facebook and YouTube. Now more than ever, we need to remain calm and continue to follow the guidelines from the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention to practice good hygiene, wash your hands for 20 seconds, use alcohol-based hand sanitizers, and stay home if you are sick. We are all in this together to contain COVID-19. From all of us at KUAM Communications, be safe, everyone.
KUAM News Headlines is presented by Calvo's Insurance, a legacy of trust, serving Micronesia since 1938. Matson and the Adahi Tano Program. Cars Plus, home of Guam's first and only lifetime limited powertrain warranty. IP&E, fueling excellence. McDonald's of Guam, I'm loving it. And King's Restaurants, always open, always local, and serving up favorites for over 40 years.
Coming up now on Primetime, just how many COVID-19 tests are on Guam and when will the island be getting more? Plus, the impact of the coronavirus on local businesses. Mr. Lecanto speaks with the chairperson of the Guam Chamber of Commerce. And public school nurses are being called to assist public health with containing the spread.
Afternoon, good evening. Guam Guahusi, Chris Barnett. As of the start of our 6 p.m. newscast, there have been no new information released by the Joint Information Center on whether any new tests were conducted today or whether we have any new confirmed COVID-19 cases. At this point, the public has only been informed of the 3 confirmed cases. And while we all wait patiently for the very latest information, during our Containing COVID morning show, senators say there are less than 200 COVID-19 test kits on Guam. And that, combined with other critical shortages, have them concerned about Guam's ability to face off with this virus. Here's more in our top story. Your senators telling KUAM they know Guam is not prepared to handle increased cases of COVID-19, with Minority Leader Senator Tello Taitagui saying her colleagues met with the governor yesterday, and the bad news is we don't have enough tests.
I was quite shocked to find out that there was less than 200 test kits available. So that must have meant that some of the test kits that were already used, she didn't tell us how many were already used, but we have less than 200. Senator Taitagui telling us her colleagues asked the governor when Guam would be receiving more COVID-19 test kits. I guess they're being very, selective because of the lack of test kits that we have. We asked Adelup Press Secretary Crystal Paco San Augustine how many COVID-19 test kits we have on Guam, but instead of a number, we got this answer, quote, "At this time, we have an adequate supply of test kits, and our request for additional kits has been submitted. Unfortunately, given the national shortage, we received no confirmation as to when an additional supply may arrive." Meanwhile, Legislative Health Chair Senator Therese Terlahi confirms her colleagues were told that as of yesterday, there were 190 coronavirus test kits on Guam. She's also been raising concerns about whether we have enough isolation rooms at the skilled nursing facility where COVID-19 positive patients are supposed to be isolated.
How many isolation rooms do we have? How many ventilator machines do we have? This has been the issue since day one. When we first had our briefing up at the governor's Office of Homeland Security, that was one of the first issues I brought up. I said, I think we should focus on ventilators because if you see the news from elsewhere, it's pneumonia that's the end result of this virus, and we need the ventilators. And we knew we were very limited in ventilator capacity on Guam.
We asked the senator if her colleagues were told whether there are more ventilators on the way.
Well, I don't want to be the bearer of bad news, but unfortunately, what I took from the meeting with the governor yesterday was that ventilators are out of stock everywhere and that we can't get them from anywhere else. So we're going to have to make do with what we have.
Senator Terlahi also said her colleagues asked to be put in the governor's COVID-19 loop. The legislative health chair shared concerns about the flow of information.
It's not just a matter of we want to know the information, but when people call me, I want to be able to, with confidence, also, be consistent with the governor and tell them, yes, this is the plan, and help them in any way I can without, not everybody can call the governor, and find out the information. So
wow, sounds like we have the same problem.
Well, of course, but, let me tell you, we found out about the confirmed cases from you guys.
You can listen to our interviews with both senators on KUAM's Containing COVID Morning Show on our KUAM News Facebook page. Well, the state of our economy, not good. That's the sentiment of a vast majority of Chamber of Commerce members who responded to a poll on the impact of the coronavirus on their businesses. Chamber Chairperson Christine Boleto.
We have 77% of our membership saying that it's had a pretty big impact on their operations. And the two biggest things that they've had to do, aside from reducing store hours, is of course rolling back some employee hours and in some cases the layoff of employees.
The tourism industry in particular is being hit hard. Occupancy rates have plunged and restaurant patronage is also way down, exacerbated by social distancing and limitations on the size of public gatherings. Boleto says the government can help by pushing for war claims payments and paying out tax refunds.
We think that will help to stimulate the economy, will help people continue to pay their bills, even for small businesses that might be owed a tax refund. That will certainly help them to keep afloat until we get over this crisis.
But the biggest boost, says Boleto, would still be rolling back the business privilege tax, which the governor has previously rejected.
That is the single best way to help businesses in these trying times. We had asked for a minimum wage delay, but it's already in effect. And so, the next best thing is to revisit the GRT, and then, having a 0.5 reduction is kind of meeting us halfway, and also, in consideration of what the governor and the senators are concerned about, which is government collections. So we're hoping, that would be taken into some serious consideration.
Chamber leaders have yet to meet with the governor. An earlier meeting was postponed when the first COVID-19 infections were discovered.
We're just going to continue to try to dialogue with them, to try to meet up with them and talk about these solutions and hopefully come to some kind of agreement.
For Guam's News Network, I'm Nestor Lecanto.
And this just in from the Joint Information Center. 20 individuals tested today for COVID-19. Of those 20 individuals, 2 tested positive, 18 tested negative for the virus. Now, according to the JIC, this brings the total number to 5 confirmed cases as of today. A total of 46 tests were performed from March 12th through March 17th. The preliminary investigation indicates that one of the recently confirmed cases has a familial connection to 2 prior confirmed cases announced on March 15th, 2020. Today's second unrelated case had recent travel history to the Philippines. All 5 confirmed cases are currently in isolation. Well, in other news, just when many supermarket store shelves are running low on some goods, a Matson container cargo vessel arrived today. A company official says it was a regularly scheduled shipment. Matson, Guam's largest shipper, says it does not anticipate any changes to its regular service schedule. Well, there are now at least 4,300 confirmed coronavirus cases in the United States and more than 80 deaths as the numbers continue to grow. President Trump is asking nearly every American to stay home from work or school for the next 15 days to slow the spread of the virus. Natalie Brand has the latest from the White House.
President Trump today acknowledged the coronavirus crisis could last until August and could cause a recession.
It's bad. It's bad. But we're going to we're going to be hopefully a best case, not a worst case, and that's what we're working for.
The CDC also rolled out new guidelines for the next 15 days, urging all Americans to stay home from work and school, avoid social gatherings of more than 10 people, and avoid eating and drinking at bars, restaurants, and food courts. On Wall Street, the Dow closed down around 3,000 points. It's the largest one-day point drop in history. Investors are worried about massive layoffs as businesses around the country shut their doors to try to stop the spread. Amy Collado is a waitress who's out of work as of tomorrow.
Maybe I have enough money for like rent, but what else am I going to need, or what happens if I get sick?
San Francisco has issued a shelter-in-place order for residents. New York, New Jersey, and Connecticut announced a coordinated social life shutdown. No theaters, restaurants, or bars except for takeout and delivery. School closures are affecting more than 35 million students in at least 35 states. Closed schools in cities including New York and Houston handed out free meals to children now spending their days at home. The White House's coronavirus response coordinator told CBS News about 50,000 tests have been conducted so far. The task force says 1.9 million more tests should be out this week. Human testing for an experimental vaccine began today in Seattle.
I hope it works. I hope there is no crazy side effects.
This experimental vaccine is one of several being tested around the world, but health experts say a vaccine for the general public is still at least a year away. Natalie Brand, CBS News, the White House.
Well, the Senate is currently debating a bill passed by the House that would give Americans sick pay, free coronavirus testing, and emergency food. Now, President Trump has endorsed the measure. In other news, U.S. Naval Base Guam Commanding Officer Captain Jeffrey Grimes has declared a public health emergency for the military base. The declaration implements additional mitigation measures to help avoid the spread of COVID-19. Now, several non-mission essential activities have been suspended, including all community relations events and daily weekend guest passes. For the commissary and exchange, there is limited access. Monday through Friday is for active members and their dependents, Armed Forces Reserves, and National Guard on Title X orders, while weekends are for all authorized patrons.
While this will not be business as usual, I ask that you remain patient and polite with each other. These days ahead will assuredly be challenging, but we must remain steadfast, and we will continue to work diligently to ensure that we apply the correct balance of health readiness with mission readiness.
These policies will remain in effect until April 1st, but may be extended as conditions warrant. Now, to read the directive in its entirety, check out KUAM.com. Well, like the commanding officer at Naval Base Guam, Andersen Air Force Base 36th Wing Commander Brigadier General Gentry Boswell declared a public health emergency for the Jigo Air Base.
I ask in the days ahead, as we all face this challenge together, that you are mindful of the risk and exercise a strong personal responsibility to mitigate the spread of COVID-19. I also ask that you remain calm and demand that you are patient and respectful with our team and those that are enforcing control measures.
Currently, installation access is restricted to mission essential personnel. This includes active duty personnel, full-time contractors, the AAFES exchange and commissary employees. Several recreational and fitness activities have also been canceled, while other Andersen Air Force Base facilities will remain open with limited access, particularly the exchange, shopette, and gas station is limited to mission essential personnel Tuesday through Friday, while all other personnel will have access Saturday and Sunday. Again, you could read the release from Andersen on our website. Guam National Guard Adjutant General Esther Agagi, along with State Command Sergeant Major Agnes Diaz, delivered an address on Facebook to reassure the community that soldiers, airmen, civilians, and contractors and their families are taking the necessary precautions to ensure the safety and protection of the Guam Guard and the people of Guam. The Adjutant General and Command Sergeant Major also announced a possible delay of the return of soldiers deployed to Egypt for the Multinational Force and Observers mission.
Out of an abundance of caution, these soldiers will be quarantined for 14 days upon their arrival at Fort Bliss, Texas. During this time, we are unsure of their communications capabilities, but we will do everything we can to keep families informed and up to date regarding their health and welfare.
Though this quarantine may delay their arrival to Guam, rest assured they are coming home.
The Guard stresses their returns is in line with their mission being completed and not due to any COVID-19 issues. Once they complete their 14-day quarantine, they will be conducting required post-mobilization processing prior to returning to Guam. Well, Guam Department of Education Superintendent John Fernandez tells KUAM they are nailing down the details for food services. Yesterday morning, Fernandez met with Governor Lulian Guerrero to discuss pending issues now that all public schools are closed for the next couple weeks. For the time being, GDOE is working on implementing a food service plan, although Fernandez says there are a couple of steps that still need to be taken. This includes USDA approving the waiver request.
That waiver allows us to serve meals out of the congregate in school setting and be able to do it through drive-thrus and other types of distribution methods. The other waiver is the waiver of the nutritional requirements. Should we have an inventory on hand that will require us to adjust the menus to give us that flexibility, because we don't know what the shipments will look like and over this period of time. So once we get that in place, and again we're hoping to get that today, I'd hope.
As well, GDOE will have to identify school sites for the operation. Fernandez telling KUAM there may be nearly 15 locations for the meal distribution. This will be a brown bag grab-and-go process with the target day for the sites to open tomorrow or Thursday. And for those without transportation, the department is in communication with the Mayor's Council to lend support. Well, in the wake of COVID-19, public school nurses are being called to the front line as responders to assist to the Department of Public Health and Social Services in containing the spread of the virus. KUAM's Adriana Cotero attends the nurses training this afternoon at GDOE's headquarters in Tizan.
This is what we live for. This is why we nurses. We know as part of our training, this can happen. This is our community.
Protecting themselves in order to protect our community. 47 Guam Department of Education nurses underwent a training with the Department of Public Health and Social Services for mask fit testing. As Guam law calls for, in the event of a disaster, non-hospital nurses are part of disaster teams, and these school nurses will soon be on the front line. KUAM spoke with the public school nurses this afternoon at the training.
Our first and foremost skill is nursing care, and part of this COVID-19 deals with the health of our island. And so as a nurse, it's good that we're here to help.
I'm a nurse, and so when there's a need in the community, I feel the need.
Public Health, in collaboration with the University of Guam and GDOE, conducted the fit testing for N95 masks. This began with a sensory assessment for the nurses to distinguish the difference when wearing a mask properly or not, in order to shield from fluids. After today's training, the nurses will receive their respective placements. This includes the Northern and Southern Public Health clinics located in Dededo and Inarajan, as well as the airport.
It's not about public health nurses, school nurses, hospital nurses. It's one front to make sure we mitigate preparedness. How can we ensure the numbers stay down so that the hospital doesn't get overloaded?
If you have any medical related questions or concerns, you can call the DPHSS hotline at 671-480-7859 from 6 a.m. to 10 p.m. Reporting for Guam's News Network, I'm Adriana Cotero.
Well, stick around for more news here on Prime Time. Of course, you're watching KUAM.
Energy Solutions would like to help you save on your power bill. We supply various LED lighting, energy-efficient air conditioners, solar thermal VRF systems, and solar panels. You can count on our product warranty and quick turnaround and immediate response service. GESI has saved other local businesses over 80% off their power. Call us to see how much we can save your business. Call us today at 647-8111 or visit GESIGuam.com for more information.
Half the day, I'm in the club.
Half a day, welcome to Two Lovers Point.
Half a day, I'm in the club.
It's a celebration at Cars Plus Guam. During our Jeep celebration event, receive up to $2,000 off on the all-new 2020 Jeep Gladiator, the most capable off-road mid-size pickup truck. Customize your Gladiator the way you want it. Call 477-7807 or visit our website and get pre-approved online at carsplusguam.com today.
It's a special delivery to your inbox every week with your KUAM News Roundup, program advisories, and promotions. Sign up for the weekly KUAM Digital Digest today on KUAM.com.
Welcome back. Former Jotnia Mayor Jesse Blas is requesting to be temporarily released from detention before he's sentenced. Blas cites the need to attend to personal and medical issues. Additionally, the judge granted a motion that his sentencing be pushed back. The former mayor is now scheduled to be sentenced on June 18th. Blas was arrested in September of 2019 and indicted on 13 counts of extortion and bribery charges for allowing drug trafficking through Jotnia Village cluster boxes. In February, he entered a plea agreement. He pled guilty, but only to one single count of extortion. Blas faces a maximum of 20 years behind bars, a fine of up to $250,000, and a maximum 3-year term of supervised release. Well, former UFC fighter, 35-year-old John Walter Cruz Tuck was magistrated in the Superior Court of Guam this afternoon after being arrested by the Guam Police Department's Domestic Assault Response Team on Monday on rape charges. Now, according to court documents, on March 4th at around 3 o'clock in the morning, a 21-year-old woman was inside a Tamuning restaurant when Tuck allegedly grabbed her wrist and brought her to the back parking lot and allegedly sexually assaulted her. It's alleged the victim tried to push him away but couldn't escape. When the victim returned inside the restaurant, she took video of her friend confronting Tuck. That video was reviewed by police. According to the friend, the victim was crying uncontrollably and said John Tuck had raped her. Although the Attorney General's office asked that he be confined unless he was able to post $10,000 bail, Superior Court Judge Jonathan Kwan denied the request, and Tuck was released on house arrest on a $20,000 personal recognizance bond. His next court appearance will be on March 27th. Well, providing safety and security during our time of need, the Guam Police Department is standing guard outside the Guam Memorial Hospital's testing facility. And according to Guam Police Department spokesperson Sergeant Paul Tapao, they are readily prepared to further support the community where it's needed. The department, following the governor's directive order, and has essential employees and all sworn police officers working. Yesterday, GPD Chief Stephen Ignacio held a meeting with the command staff, and while the department was unable to detail specific operations, Sergeant Tapao says they have been properly trained on how to safely and securely respond to mitigation and contamination of the coronavirus.
Our officers have been in training and in conferences with representatives from public health. We've been doing a lot of sit-downs with them, so. The training aspect, like what you saw with the nurses, it's pretty much the same training too. Training, in that arena, so that we can prepare the officers should they be deployed to these areas, because we want to be able to protect our officers at the same time. Our line is really to assist Department of Public Health and Social Department of Public Health, and of course to continue to. Provide the service to the community and ensuring safety and security.
Sergeant Tapao says once the skilled nursing unit is fully operational, GPD will be providing security. Tapao will be joining KUAM's Sabrina Salas-Matanani and yours truly, Chris Barnett, on I-94 for our Containing COVID special report tomorrow morning, 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. The show, Tapao, of course, will be on at 8 to further discuss GPD's response plans. And the show will also stream live on our KUAM News Facebook page. Well, a reminder to businesses that Guam's price gouging laws are in effect. According to a release from the Attorney General, the prices of goods and services must now stay fixed and remain fixed for up to 30 days. Residents are urged to watch for price inflation on goods that may be in short supply, such as toilet paper, rice, canned goods, batteries, and water. Reports should include the name of the store and any photo evidence of the suspected price gouging. It can be sent to the AG's Consumer Protection Division by way of email at consumerprotection@OAG, or you can call 475-3324. The governor also signed a new law that amends the anti-price gouging statute to include a catastrophic event for which a state of emergency is declared. Well, the annual Relay for Life of Guam has been postponed. The volunteer committee has proactively assessed the COVID-19 situation and has made the decision to ensure the safety and welfare of all participants at this time. All participants will receive details as soon as they have been confirmed and are invited to support the event just as enthusiastically as they are now. Well, as a response to the public health emergency declared by Governor Lilian Guerrero canceling large public gatherings, KUAM Communications is working with the Archdiocese of Agutnia to provide Mass virtually to our Catholic community. 9:30 a.m. Sunday Mass will be broadcasted on TV8 and TV11 weekly and can also be watched by Facebook Live on the KUAM News page. Now, beginning today, the KUAM News Facebook page will also share the weekday Mass live stream at 12:10 p.m. from the Dulce Nombre de Maria Chapel. As Holy Week approaches, we may be scheduling additional Mass broadcasts and live streams. A grass fire on Cross Island Road was contained late Monday evening. Now, according to Guam Fire Department spokesman Kevin Riley, at 3:55 yesterday afternoon, units from GFD and Navy Fire responded to a grass fire on Route 17. Riley said the fire continued throughout the day, extending out to J. Kindo Street and to the Calvo Chapel and even behind Gresco. Now, in addition to GFD and Navy Fire units, HSC-25 and a tanker from Andersen Fire came out to assist. The Guam Police Department had closed both lanes of travel due to the size of the fire. Roads were eventually reopened around 7 p.m. There are no injuries reported. Well, here's this week's Health Check Report with Nurse Jen Artero.
Health Check with Nurse Jen is presented by Island Cancer Center.
Hafa-day, I'm Nurse Jen, and it's time for your health check. It's quick, it's easy, it's cheap, and it's just so yummy. Americans are eating processed foods at an alarming statistical rate. The American Journal of Clinical Nutrition conducted over 172 comprehensive research studies and concluded that virtually all chronic diseases are partially caused by eating a diet high in processed engineered foods. And approximately 70% have been altered with chemical ingredients. The U.S. Food and Drug Administration defines processed foods as any food that is not raw and has been subjected to processing to include canned foods, frozen foods, dehydrated or milled foods. By this definition, majority of the foods available on supermarket shelves are considered processed. Bottom line, if the food is made with artificial ingredients, fillers, chemical additives, and can last for days, weeks, months on a shelf, it most likely has been processed. Numerous studies have concluded that processed foods is the stuff that's making us fat, causing disease, and taking years off of our lives. Arm yourself with the facts. Processed foods can be addictive. There's a real reason why you can't stop eating just one chip or one cookie. The sugary, salty snacks are designed to keep you coming back for more. Processed foods stimulate dopamine, a feel-good neurotransmitter that lights up your brain, very similar to drugs. There are over 5,000 additives allowed and approved by the FDA to be added to foods. Eating processed foods will make it harder for your body to burn fewer calories, 50% fewer calories to be exact, simply because processed foods disrupt the good microorganisms in your digestive tract, which can lead to serious GI problems. Sad news, but real-life information is that processed meats may also cause cancer. Spam, Vienna sausage, bacon, hot dogs, corned beef, pepperoni, and sausages may be absolutely delicious, but the effects of eating these processed meats can be devastating. Clinical studies show that eating these can increase your odds of developing heart disease and also diabetes type 2. Simple lifestyle tweaks can start slowly. Start changing these bad habits today and change your health and life. Esta, till we meet again, I'm Jennifer Artero, registered nurse, reminding you, don't wreck yourself, health check yourself.
Health Check with Nurse Jen is presented by Island Cancer Center.
Hey, Double D, Dave Delgado is coming up with sports. Keep it here.
Agent Alpha. What's that? An Alpha Insurance customer needs a claim settled immediately? I'm on it. Agent Alpha.
In the event of an accident, theft, or breakdown, each of our Alpha Insure agents are trained to go above and beyond.
This is my stop. There she is. Target acquired. Agent Alpha.
Yes!
It makes myself and it makes my team members very proud to work for an organization that has been on island for many years with its focus on reliability, dependability, and commitment to the communities that they operate in.
Matson's a great corporate citizen to the community.
We all benefit from any sort of environmental commitment we make. One of the ways that we do that is with our Adahi Utano program. There's action behind it, and so action breeds commitment.
With the Kaimana Gila coming to Guam, this brings a new age and modernization to the island.
It's exciting for me because it's a brand new ship and we can carry more freight into the islands. It just shows growth for Guam and Micronesia.
Matson would be nothing without its customers, and we hope to continue to serve you for decades to come.
Just wash it later, bro. Ask your mommy to do it for you since you still live at home.
Yeah. I don't even know how to do my own laundry.
What's up, Guam? Dave Delgado here for KUAM Sports. Thanks for watching. We get the show started tonight with some Budweiser Football League highlights between the Raiders and Cowboys. Check it out. The Cowboys and Raiders kicked off the 2020 Budweiser Football League at the Teason Field in Barragata. Cowboys with possession first after the Raiders won the toss and deferred. Cameron Tenorio, shotgun formation for the Cowboys, fumble on the play. Smalls gets in the backfield to disrupt the play. Raiders get the turnover after Damon Holcook recovers the fumble, giving the ball to the offense. Last year's champs went straight to work with their running game. Hank the Tank Sablon cuts left and picks up blocks from Mark Mesgen, Jesse Pumpy Maglonia, and Storm Rosario. Sablon would get his number called again from about 2 yards out. Hank gets to the edge and dives into the end zone for the touchdown. Raiders defense comes through again. Smalls and Dantana Carrasquez closing off the outside along with Holcook to split the sack. Cowboys did move the chains a few times to sustain a drive. Tenorio with the big first down gain after the completion. Sandy Farron almost getting in for the deflection. Raiders forced the turnover a few plays later. Tenorio shotgun formation again, rolls left and tries to squeeze the ball into a tight window. Kelvin Holcook gets his hands on the ball for the interception and gets a bunch of positive yards before getting pushed out of midfield. Raiders win 18-0 to start the season off with the win. Jesse Maglonia with the first down run. Eagles were also winners in their opener over the Outlaws 14-0. The play of the day was from defensive tackle Manny Cruz. Cruz picks up the fumble and goes in for the 21-yard scoop and score, his first touchdown of his career. Shout out to the homie Louie for helping with the escort. Guam High and FD met up in the Guam High School Boys National Championship game hosted by GBC at the UOG Cowboy Fieldhouse. The two IIAAG teams made it to the last game of the season out of the field of 8. All 4 EASA teams were eliminated after the start of tournament play. FD winners of the GSPN Boys preseason tournament, the Kanto Classic held in Japan, and most recently the IIAAG High School basketball title. Friars look to wrap up the 2020 season undefeated. FD led 20-10 in the second quarter. Steal by Trayvon Jacobs takes it to the rack for the lay-in. Friars up 28-22 at halftime and went on to win 69-44. Colin Santiago finds Kyle Camacho down low for 2 points. Camacho with a team-high 17. Nicholas Keefe put up 14 for Guam High. Assist here to Jason Jackson for the corner 3. All-Island MVP Matt Fergerger finished the game with 11 points. Nathan Perkins-Fuser with the last score here. With concerns of COVID-19, Special Olympics Guam canceled their annual track and field event because the health and safety of athletes, volunteers, families and community comes first. Agana Heights Elementary School Principal Hannah Gutierrez, along with the faculty and staff, wanted to ensure that their students who have been working hard had an opportunity to showcase their talent. Last Friday, the home of the Bumblebees held a special event in the gym. Third graders Ricky Ray Calvo and Jesrick Inek, along with second grader Nicholas Calvo, competed in the 50-meter race and standing long jump. According to Gutierrez, their parents have been so supportive to the school, so we wanted to give them an opportunity to see their children shine.
Green Energy Solutions, Inc. would like to congratulate GU Self-Storage along with Calvo Enterprises in doing their part by going green with a monthly power reduction by over 80%. Power consumption before installation was 39,700 kilowatt hours. After installation ended in 6,221 kilowatt hours, which resulted in savings over $10,000 a month. GESI also offers LED lights, solar thermal VRF air conditioning, and solar photovoltaics. Visit our website and let us help you save.
Dear people who haven't had a Big Mac, it can feel like the whole world is out there enjoying them without you. You might wonder, is it too late for me? Look who's enjoying that special sauce on their special day. From firemen to crossing guards to, oh, this one's really rubbing it in. But even if you've never had McDonald's most McDonald's burger, today could be the day that changes. Now available in 3 sizes. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
My family is on whole home Wi-Fi powered by Plume. Since we installed the Docomo whole home Wi-Fi, what did you guys notice about it?
When you pull up the driveway, it automatically connects, and I don't have to get out of my car right away and come upstairs to go on my phone.
My favorite thing is that it doesn't buffer when I'm watching YouTube.
My favorite thing is that when Addie calls now, there's no lag. Like before, it used to be where I couldn't see her sometimes and I have to hang up and then call her back, and now I don't have to do that.
You know what's a good thing too is that when you come over to visit, I could give you your own password. I can assign a time limit so that I can say that you can only be on it for 1 hour. So that means you won't get in trouble from your mom.
And then you can go home.
The thing that I love the most is that I can freeze the internet for periods of time so that we can enjoy dinner time like this. Why are you rolling your eyes? So I'll turn it back on after dinner. Whole home Wi-Fi powered by Plume. Docomo Pacific, better together.
And before we close out the news tonight, you know the deal. It's our latest round of birthday shout-outs from the Cold Stone Creamery Birthday Club.
On St. Patrick's Day, we say happy birthday to Gavin Bejarana, a.k.a. Curly. It's Curly's 18th birthday, and his family says, you are the best and only son we could ever have. We love you. Say mom and dad. Daryl William Ogopareto celebrates birthday number 13 today, and to our son, Daryl, we love you and happy St. Patty's Day. And Deanna Joyce M. Ojeda Blas is celebrating birthday number 15. So, to our baby girl coming from your dad and mom and 2 siblings, Julie and Rudy Joe Blas, we love you always, baby girl, they say. Happy 15th birthday. Also, happy belated birthday wishes as born yesterday was Shirley Flores. You're such a beautiful and amazing mom. Thank you for all you do and provide us with. We appreciate you entirely. We love you, says your family. And Cassandra Nego, who was born on the 16th. Happy birthday number 17. We love you, Cassie, from mom, dad, and sister Cameron and Charmaine. Hope each and every one of you had a great birthday. And happy St. Patrick's.